Hi everyone, welcome to the American Ceramic Society's virtual award celebration. I'm Dana Goski, and I have had the honor of serving as president of ACerS this year. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, we have had difficult times this year, and many in-person meetings had to be cancelled. However, ACerS meeting staff and organizers have explored virtual solutions and have successfully converted many of our meetings to online. The society finances are also in good shape, thanks to deliberate expense management, strong financial performance of other operations, and the support of U.S. CARES Act PPP. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to ACerS staff, board and committee members, and many volunteers for their great efforts and hard work to maintain the society in healthy state. Although we could not meet together in person, we have several awardees to recognize and to offer you the opportunity to learn about their important accomplishment in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce our incoming president, Dr. Dana Goski. She will announce this year's award.
My name is Dr. Dana Goski, and I am currently the president-elect for the Society. Welcome to the American Ceramic Society Virtual Award Celebration for 2020. Each year, on the recommendation of the panel of fellows, the Board of Directors elects to the grade of Fellow those who have made outstanding contributions to the ceramic arts, sciences, technology, or industry, and exceptional service to the Society. It is my honor to introduce to you the 2020 class of Fellows. Dr. Scott Barnett, Dr. Kyle Brinkman, Dr. Georges Calais, Dr. Jincheng Du, Mr. Richard Fieser, Dr. Michael Helbig, Dr. Liping Huang, Dr. Francis Hurwitz, Dr. Marie Jackson, Dr. Stephen Young, Mr. Matthew Lambert, Dr. Jingfeng Li, Dr. Jersey Lee, Dr. Jean-Paul Maria, Mr. Joshua Pelletier, Dr. Mary Riedmeyer, Dr. Subdipta Seal, Dr. Gatu Subhash, Dr. Jeffrey Swab, Dr. Zhaoli Tan, Dr. Junichi Tatami, Dr. Rick Ubik, Dr. Yiquan Wu. Congratulations to our 2020 class of fellows. The Darshana and Arun Varshneya Frontiers of Glass Technology lecture was presented by Professor Yunus Masadek during the Virtual Glass Summit in August. The Friedberg Ceramic Engineering Tutorial and Lecture will be presented by Dr. John Hellman during the virtual MS&T conference this November. The Frontiers of Science and Society Rustum Roy Lecture will be presented by Dr. James Adair during the virtual MS&T conference in November. The Edward Orton Jr. Memorial Lecture will be presented by Dr. Majitnjay Singh during the plenary session at the virtual MS&T conference in November. The Morgan Medal and Global Distinguished Doctoral Dissertation Award is generously sponsored by Morgan Advanced Materials. The award recognizes a distinguished doctoral dissertation in the ceramics and glass discipline. This year's award is presented to Dr. Kevin Talley. The Duco Ceramics Young Professional Award, established by the late Reldon Cooper, co-founder of Duco Ceramics, is awarded to a young professional member of the American Ceramic Society who demonstrates exceptional leadership and service to the American Ceramic Society. This year's award is presented to Dr. Valerie Wiesner. The Robert L. Coble Award for Young Scholars recognizes an outstanding young scientist who is conducting research in the field of ceramics. And in the double winner category, this year's Coble Award is also presented to Dr. Valerie Wiesner. Congratulations. The Education and Professional Development Council's Outstanding Educator in Ceramic Engineering Award recognizes outstanding work and creativity in teaching and in directing student research. This year's award is presented to Mr. George Quinn. Congratulations. The Education and Professional Development Council also sponsors the Arthur Frederick Greaves-Walker Lifetime Service Award to honor an individual who has provided outstanding service to the ceramic engineering profession and who exemplifies the aims, ideals, and purpose of this council. This year's award is presented to Dr. Kathleen Richardson. Congratulations. The Spriggs Phase Equilibria Award recognizes the most valuable contribution to phase stability relationships published during the previous year. This year, there were 4 co-authors. Yu Du, Dr. Jintao Gao, Zhancheng Gu, Shi Lan. Congratulations. The Ross Coffin Purdy Award is presented for the most valuable contribution to ceramic technical literature published 2 years prior to selection. This year there were 12 co-authors. Dr. Long Ching Chen, Ziben Chen, Dr. Zhenxian Chung, Xianwei Huang, Dr. Chun Chun Li, Dr. Fei Li, Dr. Zhao Zhou Liao, Dr. Dabin Lin, Dr. Thomas Schrout, Dr. Jian Li Wang, Dr. Zhuo Shi, Dr. Shuzhen Zhang. Congratulations. The Richard M. Fulrath Awards recognize 5 young ceramic engineers and scientists in Japan and the United States. These awards are intended to promote technical achievements and personal friendships and to encourage greater understanding between our cultures. Dr. Shashank Priya, Dr. Edward P. Gorskowski III, Dr. Tomoaki Yamada, Dr. Takeshi Kobayashi, Dr. Hiroshi Sato. Congratulations to the Fulrath winners. We have the pleasure of awarding the first European Ceramic Society, American Ceramic Society Joint Award, which recognizes individuals who foster international cooperation between the two societies in demonstration of both organizations' commitment to work together to better serve the international ceramics community.
One of the accomplishments the Society has made this year is the establishment of the new collaborations with European Ceramic Societies. And under this scheme, we have created a new joint award to recognize people who foster international collaboration between ACerS and ECerS.
This inaugural award is presented to Dr. Anne LaRiche.
Hello everyone. I want to begin by sincerely congratulating Anne for winning this award. She is an extremely worthy winner. As Dana says, I am Professor John Binner, and I am the current president of the European Ceramic Society, a non-governmental, non-profit federation of 28 national and 2 associate ceramic societies, each representing the ceramists of their respective country, both academic and industrial. ACerS and ECerS have many members and the interests of ceramic science and engineering in common. A memorandum of understanding between the 2 societies was signed in Daytona Beach in January this year to provide a framework for communication and exchange of ideas. As part of this MOU, it was agreed that we would establish a joint award to recognise people like Anne who foster international collaboration between the 2 societies. In particular, we are seeking to reward people who help us to demonstrate our commitment to work together to serve the international community. This can include leadership and service to further cooperation between ECerS and ACerS over a period of several years. Service over and above expectations in a single event or activity. The recruitment of new members. Frequently writing and or reviewing for ACerS or ECerS publications. Or promotion of both societies' positive interactions in the ceramics and glass community to the rest of the world. The award is presented in alternate years at the ACerS annual meeting during the MS&T conference in even years, such as this year, and the European Ceramic Society biennial meeting in odd years. Our next meeting is in Dresden, Germany next year at the end of August and beginning of September. I hope that you will all be there. As you will all be aware, this year is the first year that this award is being made, and I would like to take this opportunity to publicly record my delight at the recognition that this award brings to an individual who is so hardworking and who commands the respect of everyone who knows her. I am extremely sure that Anne LaRiche will make a very worthy inaugural winner. She has certainly set the bar very high for all those that will follow. Very well done, Anne. Once again, my sincere congratulations. Thank you.
Mr. President, Dr. Orji, and colleagues from around the world, I'm very honored to receive this first joint award of the American and European Ceramic Societies. I thank my American and European colleagues for bestowing me with these awards, which is particularly close to my heart. Indeed, when I was elected President of the European Ceramic Society in 2013, one of my first priorities was to promote the relationship between our 2 societies. For me, it seems obvious that our 2 societies needed to communicate more and to work together to advance the use of sustainable and efficient materials such as ceramic and to provide solutions to today's global challenges. For this, I was very well assisted by Charlie Spar, at that time Executive Director of the American Ceramic Society, and I would also like to emphasize the role of the successive presidents of the American Ceramic Society with whom I work. Nick Brown, Kathleen Richardson, Jay Singh, Sylvia Johnson, and today Tatsuki Oji. All of them were very positive and active in promoting the collaboration between our 2 societies. I would also like to thank the Executive Committees and the Council of the European Ceramic Society who have always supported me in these initiatives. We jointly initiated the organization of the annual winter school at the time of the January conference at Daytona Beach and the summer school before the biennial European Ceramic Society conference in odd years or before the Electroceramic conference in even year. Thanks to the Doctoral and Glass and Ceramic Industry Foundation, it is now possible to financially support the registration, accommodation, and travel costs of up to 20 students to cross the Atlantic Ocean to attend schools and conferences. Since 2015, 81 grants have been given by the JEC Trust to European students and 57 grants by the American GCI Foundation to young American Ceramic Society members. After the success of the various schools and workshops, we decided to prepare an MOU in which our two societies formalized the collaboration between them in order to avoid any parallel initiative which could be deleterious to our societies. This agreement was signed 9 months ago in Daytona Beach by our two presidents, Dr. Tatsuki Oji and Professor John Biner. A new joint action is the organization of the ACerS Common Symposium during the major conferences in which the European and American scientists could present their work and debate about specific topics. The first of these symposia had to be organized virtually, unfortunately, during the present MS&T conference, and I'm very happy to have participated in its genesis. I would like to thank sincerely the colleagues and friends who have accepted to give a lecture on the focused topics during this new symposium. I hope that the second joint session will be organized this time live at the next ACerS conference in Dresden, end of August 2021, and we will be very happy to welcome you in Europe after this awful pandemic period. The dramatic time we live in today reinforces the necessity to work together to solve societal problems on a global scale and no more on a local or national level. Finally, to you, Dr. Oji, and to all who were involved in this honor in the USA and Europe, and all who have sent me their kind wishes, let me thank you again for this marvelous award.
The Rishiraj Medal for Innovation and Commercialization Award is awarded annually to recognize one individual whose innovation lies at the cusp of commercialization in a field related, at least in part, to ceramics and glass. The award was generously established this year by Dr. Rishiraj, whose research career has concentrated on the unusual properties and nanostructure of polymer-derived ceramics, and more recently, on the influence of electric fields on defect phenomena in ceramics at high temperature. We are pleased to present the first Rishiraj Medal to Dr. George Beal.
Well, I am certainly honored to accept the Rishiraj Medal for Innovation and Commercialization in Ceramics. I knew Rishi when he was a young professor at Cornell and helped us at Corning in understanding creep resistance in glass ceramics. My first experience with the American Ceramic Society was when I was a graduate student at MIT in geology, and we took a course at Harvard from the eminent mineralogist James B. Thompson on igneous rocks and their formation. And then we were surprised at the first lecture that the textbook was phase diagrams for ceramists by the American Ceramic Society. And of course, as I went on to a career at Corning, I used these books, which you can see down here, some of them fairly dog-eared, to help me. It's a really useful tool in ceramics as well as in geology. I would also like to thank the Ceramic Society for being the co-publisher of the book Glass Ceramic Technology by Wolfram Holland and me, which is in its third edition. Now, as far as challenges are concerned in my career, obviously it's long, so I had a few, but the most important, I think, was in 1995 when Corning exited the consumer products area, sold the division. Now, we produced many glass ceramic products in the consumer area, like cookware, dinnerware, and the stovetop material. But it was then a challenge to try to find applications for glass ceramics in the newer technical areas that Corning was into. Well, there were many failures along the way. We tried to make memory disk substrates. We tried to make substrates for silicon for photovoltaics. And we even made transparent fibers with high bandwidth luminescence for amplifiers. But none of these worked out until about 10 years ago when we started working on making glass ceramics feasible for mobile phone housings. And this became a successful product. And more recently, as you may have heard, we have developed a transparent glass ceramic for the faceplate of these mobile phones. The advantage of glass ceramics over strengthened glass is in the fracture toughness, which improves the resistance to impact. Of course, at my age, it's very important to work with younger and smarter scientists, and I've been fortunate to be able to do that. Of course, experience does play a role. Now, in terms of the Rishiraj Medal, I can remember a conversation I had with my mentor and good friend Don Stupi, who I'm sure you've heard of. He told me that it's important if you can make a link between your basic research to eventual products, and particularly the creation of jobs. That would be the most satisfying thing that an industrial researcher can achieve. And I think the Rishiraj Medal sort of portrays this particular idea. Finally, I would like to thank Corning Incorporated for their encouragement and allowing me to work for 58 years here at the lab. And I would also like to thank my wife, Sonia, who did so many things for me over the years in support of me. Thank you.
The Medal for Leadership in the Advancement of Ceramic Technology recognizes 2 individuals each year, one from the Americas and one from outside the Americas, who through leadership and vision in an executive role have made substantial contributions to the success of their organization and in turn have significantly expanded the frontiers of the ceramic industry. This year's recipients are Dr. Long Zhang and Dr. Scott Swartz.
Hello everyone, thanks to the American Ceramic Association to grant me the 2020 Medal for Leadership in the Advancement of Ceramic Technology. It's a great honor to me, and I was also very glad to have this opportunity to express my feeling via this video. I am Long Zhang from Shanghai Institute of Optics and Biomechanics, Chinese Academic Science. I have been engaged in the research world on glass and transparent ceramics for optical and laser applications. First of all, my career growth was highly relevant to the American Ceramic Association. Since I was a graduate student many years ago, the Journal of American Ceramic Association have been one of the best journals I like to read, publish, and review. I still deeply remember that I ever argued many times, almost the whole year, with the journal editor and reviewer for one of my doctoral research works submitted to the journal. Moreover, I have been benefited so much for each meeting from the associate. I was also invited by the associate annual meeting several times as an invited reporter. Through such international scientific and technology communication related to the associate, I got acquainted with many associate friends and developed good cooperations with many institutes and companies such as Corning, Oxford University, and Arun University. Thanks to the associate makes me good acquaintance of the so lot of American syllabus friends. In my career, I have encountered many difficult and challenges. I once had a serious illness when I was a doctoral student, which makes me much hated for a long time whether or not I should continue to engage in the scientific research. I would like to thank Professor He Wang-Hu, the supervisor of my PhD, to give me a warm-hearted support and patience, re-inspiring my love and passion to the scientific research. I would also like to thank Professor Helmut Eckert, the advisor of my postdoc in Munich University, Germany. In those 5 years, Helmut always offered me a very free environment for research, appreciate and recognize my innovation idea. We often have in-depth scientific discussion, which makes me full of motivations in scientific research. Promoting to the industrialization of technology is that I pay great attention in past 10 years. Many types of new optical and laser materials with excellent properties were developed and high-quality synthesis, granted to the New Material Award of Chinese International Industry Fair. Those developed new ceramic materials were widely applied in some major scientific facilities and high-technology industry, aiming to the serious situation that the research from the Chinese University and the National Institute were generally hard to apply in the industry. I, together with Sibing Jiang, started to establish the Industry Research Institute, the Hangzhou Institute of Optics and Fine Mechanics, as the incubators of the industry technology on ceramics. This year, the Hangzhou Institute of Fine and Optical Mechanics were awarded the most influential new R&D institutions in Zhejiang province. Sibing, many thanks for your great encouragement and effective suggestion. Finally, I would like to thank the American Ceramic Society again to award me this honor. Wish all of us health, happiness, and good luck.
Well, greetings all. I hope everyone is staying safe in these challenging times. Excuse my COVID haircut, but it is what it is. I'm truly honored and humbled for this award. It's extremely gratifying. My contributions to the ceramic field are considered worthy of the honor. This has made me look back, and I recognize how fortunate I've been. You know, I was lucky to grow up with my parents keeping me grounded. Well, sort of for those of you who knew me when I was younger. My dad provided an example of how strong work ethic can lead to success as a technologist and an entrepreneur. Growing up in the 70s, I was lucky to always have a summer job in my dad's company. This is great, although I had to work harder than most simply to get accepted by my peers there. I was lucky to attend Alfred University for my BS in ceramic engineering, and then to be steered by my advisor, Bob Snyder, to attend Penn State for my graduate work. I was also lucky to study under three icons in the field of ceramics, Eric Cross, Bob Noonan, and Rustum Roy, and to work in Penn State's Ferroelectrics Group, one of the most prolific electronic ceramic R&D groups of that era, and it still is. I was fortunate that my advisor, Eric Cross, tolerated my tendency to work on multiple different projects at the same time while I was there. This actually extended my time there, but it broadened me as a scientist. While I was at Penn State, I overlapped with several current icons in our field, including Tom Shrout, Clive Randall, and Susan McKinstry, and two other scientists also being honored by the Ceramic Society, along with myself, Jim Adair and Dick Brow. Tom Shrout was my mentor, collaborator, and a close friend. I'll always be grateful to him. I was fortunate to begin my professional career at Patel Memorial Institute, where I continued working in electronic ceramics and learned how to write proposals and to manage projects. At Patel, I worked closely with Bill Dawson. Bill and I co-founded NextDeck Materials, now called ACerS, in 1994. We focused our business in the field of solid oxide fuel cells and related applications. Of course, I had to reinvent myself to become an expert in a new field, but my background made this possible. With a combination of hard work and perhaps a little luck along the way, ACerS is now one of the leading innovators in the energy and environmental ceramics field. I'm extremely proud of what ACerS has become, and it's really been a joy to watch, and I'd like to say guide our team members as they grew from young engineers into company leaders. ACerS recently celebrated its 25th year, and we now have more than 50 employees. We continue to work in solid oxide fuel cells, but we have broadened our scope to electrolysis, sensors, catalysts, and batteries. Bill has since retired, and we have new leadership in the company, and I think we have an extremely bright future. Finally, my biggest fortune happened 32 years ago when I met my wife, Ruth Ann. At the time I met her, she was extremely accomplished in her medical career, more so than I was, that's for sure. Ruth Ann pushed me to strive for excellence and always tolerated my workaholic tendencies. Thanks to the American Ceramic Society for this award and to all of those who helped me along the way.
The John Jepson Award recognizes distinguished scientific, technical, or engineering achievements in ceramics. This year's Jepson Award is presented to Dr. Zhengyi Fu.
Respected President and dear friends, I'm Zhengyi Fu from the Wuhan University of Technology. It is a great honor for me and my university to get the John Jepson Award. This is a special year. The coronavirus is still affecting many people's lives. My city, Wuhan, was totally closed from the end of January to April. We spent a very unforgettable period of time. Now, we already have got to normal lifestyle. I wish that the epidemic will end soon, so that the people in the whole world can get to their normal lives. In the late 1990s, I attended an international symposium, which was organized by the American Ceramic Society. I realized immediately that the society is a warm and a helpful family. Then I joined the big family, and I'm growing up gradually. Now, as the director of a state key lab and a chief professor in material science in Wuhan University of Technology, I see that many of my colleagues, professors and young scientists in materials, also got great supervising and supporting from the society. My colleagues and I have got awards from the society, like Ruth's Coffin Purdy Award, Samuel Gage-Speak International Award, and now John Jepson Award. So I must say that the growing of materials discipline in my university also benefit from the society. I sincerely hope that the American Ceramic Society will keep developing. In this special time, I hope also that you are all safe and healthy. Hope that we can meet and sit together soon. Thank you.
The Corporate Environmental Achievement Award recognizes a single outstanding environmental achievement made by an American Ceramic Society corporate partner in the field of ceramics. This year, Central Glass and Ceramics Research Institute Kirja Center receives the award. Dr. Lalit Sharma is accepting the award on behalf of the center. Congratulations.
Greetings from India. I am Dr. M.K. Sharma. I am the Chief Scientist and Scientist in Charge, heading Central Glass and Ceramic Research Institute in Khurja. Khurja is in northern region of India, and it is the largest ceramic cluster of India, and as well as we can say that it is one of the top 10 ceramic tableware clusters of the world. As far as we see its history, Khurja is almost 600 years old cluster. Okay, now this is because it is having almost 500 plus small scale ceramic manufacturing units, in which all ceramic tablewares, exterior decoration, wall tiles, that porcelain insulators, all such kind of some handicraft items, artwares, that Turkey blue art pottery is there, all such kind of industries together, all together are almost 500 units. And this is having almost, we can say 300 plus continuous kilns which are in operation on diesel oil. As on now, 50% of the kilns are on LNG, liquefied natural gas. So we had lot of scope to work on environmental issues like energy efficiency of the tunnel kilns. So we could reduce, when we started working, we could reduce the dead mass usage, you can say from 6 kg to almost 2 kgs. We reduced dead mass of the tunnel kilns trolleys on which we send the wares inside the kilns. That we could, dead mass of the trolley base we could reduce from 40 to 50%. We could reduce the flue gases wastage emissions by 20%. We developed fast firing some formulations through which we can increase the output of the wares by 10%. We could make cluster environment better and better by reduction in diesel fuel consumption. Thereby, all this together we could reduce almost carbon dioxide dumping to the environment. We could reduce by 482 metric tons per annum. In addition to all these above, we did some materials development, some kiln furniture developments. The development of energy efficient materials, if we talk, we developed ultra low density refractory granules to reduce the dead mass of the kiln car trolleys, and the density of that, one density of that ultra low density refractory granules was 0.65 grams per cc, which is less than that ceramic fiber which was in use earlier. So that helped us to reduce the this kiln car base dead mass weight by almost 40%. So that also helped us. We developed another high strength, low thermal mass kiln furniture, through which we could reduce the thickness of the kiln furniture tiles on which we load the wares. So that also helped us to reduce the dead mass in these kiln cars. So all this together boosted. It helped us to boost the air quality better and better by further reducing diesel consumption. If suppose we see, all this has a big impact on air quality in reducing the SPM level, RSPM level, carbon dioxide level, and NOx level, and if we count in that in percentage terms, it reduced by 30%. We did work on waste minimization circles. We worked on quality circles for this to improve the efficiency of the cluster. We implemented 5S techniques, and risk analysis also were diagnosed, and we in developing the cluster all the ways, all rounds we worked. Now we have started working on head-up work on in the cluster. We are deeply analyzing the risk in the process, and this will help us. Now, with these words, we are really extremely happy that we are selected for the Corporate Environment Achievement Award by the Committee of the American Ceramic Society. I am very much thankful to recognize our initiatives and efforts by Corporate Environment Achievement Award Committee Chairperson as well as members, of course. Thanks a lot for giving me a chance for speaking, and with this I am done, and trust that all of you to stay safe and keep everyone safe in this pandemic situation. Bye. Thank you very much.
The Corporate Technical Achievement Award recognizes an outstanding technical achievement in ceramics made by an American Ceramic Society corporate partner. This year, Corning Incorporated receives the award. Dr. Rochelle Ingram Ugunwumi and Lutz Kircher are accepting the award on Corning Environmental Technologies' behalf.
Mr. Oji, Board of Directors, and others tuning into this ceremony today, we are honored to accept the 2020 Technical Achievement Award from the American Ceramic Society. I am accepting this award with my colleague, Dr. Rochelle Ingram Ugunwumi, today on behalf of a global Corning team that has been critical to the introduction of this product to the automotive market. It takes literally hundreds, even thousands of our employees to research, develop, commercialize, and mass produce these filters. Corning has an extensive commitment to ceramic science. Ceramic science is one of the 3 core technologies Corning specializes in, along with glass science and optical physics. We have become a leader in low expansion and porous ceramics. Corning Environmental Technologies has been at the forefront of emissions control technologies for almost 5 decades. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the US Clean Air Act, which initiated the need for catalytic converters. As a result, we pioneered the cellular ceramic substrates by 1974 that has helped automakers meet the new standards, and just a few years later, Corning scientists also developed the first cellular ceramic wall flow particulate filter, which can capture up to 99% of soot particulates from diesel emissions. Since their introduction, ceramic emissions control products have had a tremendous impact on air quality here in the United States and around the globe. Our products sit at the heart of catalytic converters and emissions control systems of cars all around the world, and they help to make the air we breathe cleaner every day.
Corning's DuraTrap GC gasoline particulate filters mark an exciting new chapter in Corning's history of global clean air initiatives. And what is most exciting is that these products enable a generation of gasoline and gasoline hybrid cars that are nearly particulate emissions free at the tailpipe. That has huge potential for positive impact on air quality as the world transitions to electrified powertrains. In the 2000s, we realized that fine particulates would be the next frontier in emissions reduction. Our engineers adapted the proven design of a diesel particulate filter and modified the microstructure to fit the unique environment of the gasoline engine. This resulted in the launch of Corning DuraTrap GC filters in 2016. Today, in many countries, emissions control systems on gasoline vehicles focus on reducing gasoline pollutants with a catalytic converter. But with new regulations being introduced in Europe and China, automakers are faced with stricter emissions limits, which also ask for a reduction of fine particulate emissions. Our gasoline particulate filters feature a new cordierite-based material composition with a ceramic microstructure. The ceramic and process science, as well as engineering innovations involved, enabled this unique microstructure to trap fine particulates before they reach the tailpipe, while at the same time maintaining engine performance. This ultimately helps automakers introduce gasoline vehicles to the European and Chinese market, which meet emissions regulations and are much cleaner. We are very proud of Corning's contribution to a better air quality. And so we say once again, thank you to the American Ceramic Society for your commitment to ceramic science and engineering, and for putting our particulate filters and their impact, which is otherwise hidden, in today's spotlight.
The W. David Kingery Award, one of the American Ceramic Society's highest honors, is presented in recognition of lifelong achievements involving multidisciplinary and global contributions to ceramic technology, science, education, and art. This year's Kingery Award is presented to Dr. Subhash Risbud.
Well, I'm indeed honored and privileged to be a recipient of the Kingery Award of the American Ceramic Society. I feel a special honor because Dave Kingery was my colleague at the University of Arizona in Tucson for a short 3 or so years when I was there in the company of Dave and Don Ullman and all our friends there. So I have a very special feeling about this honor because Dave and I were good friends for 3 years that I was there, and longer than that because I first got introduced to the name Kingery from the famous textbook he wrote on ceramics, which is a landmark book and that almost every ceramic science student reads. And at the suggestion of my mentor, Dick Fulrath, I became a member of the American Ceramic Society, the student member, way back in 1970, which is now 50 years ago. At Professor Fulrath's suggestion, I joined the American Ceramic Society and became an active member for 50 years now and have been extraordinarily fortunate to have gained ample career benefits, student interactions, faculty interactions, industry interactions, all sorts of things that you would almost dream of. And so the Ceramic Society has been my home now for 50 plus years, and I have enjoyed numerous annual meetings, Cocoa Beach meetings, Daytona Beach meetings, glass science meetings. So it's been a great privilege to be a member of the American Ceramic Society. And, you know, in addition to Dave Kingery himself, who is of course the pioneer of ceramics, I was also privileged to have studied and be mentored by the famous Berkeley trio of Pask, Fulrath, and ACerS, 3 of my mentors at Berkeley who made ceramics such a rich and enriching experience in my career. So I feel very, very fortunate that I've personally known both Dave Kingery, Professor Joe Pask, and Dick Fulrath, and Alan ACerS, all of whom contributed very richly to my professional growth and career in the field of ceramics. I also want to specifically mention the dozens and dozens of students I've had at Illinois, at Arizona, and at UC Davis now, who have been my former students, colleagues, and now good friends over the years. And this has been one of the most satisfying experiences of being a ceramic engineering professional and having benefited from the membership in the American Ceramic Society. Of course, as most of us know, the ceramic industry has changed over the years from the days when we used to talk about, porcelain enamels and coatings for refrigerators and washing machines. We now moved on to electronic ceramics and optical fibers and bioceramics and whatnot. And so it's been a very changeable, ever-changing, evolving field, and I have enjoyed every bit of this. From the academic part of the world, I really owe a debt of gratitude to the late Cliff Bergeron, who was my department head at the University of Illinois, where I got tenure. And Cliff was instrumental in many of the fantastic decisions that I was the beneficiary of at Illinois, including the phase Equilibria textbook that he and I co-authored. So I think I owe a debt of gratitude to Cliff for the wonderful mentorship he provided me in my early career at Urbana-Champaign. I also want to place on record my extreme gratitude to many other friends in the ceramic business who I used to run into year after year. Al Cooper comes to mind from Case Western, Dick Charles at the General Electric Company in Schenectady, and so forth. So I really have enjoyed friendships from many, many people, and only the Ceramic Society would have made something like that possible. So once again, in honor of the memory of Dave Kingery, I really am most indebted to the Ceramic Society for selecting me for this award, and I thank them most generously for this and hope to look forward to many more years of participation in the American Ceramic Society activities. Thank you.
Distinguished Life membership is the Society's highest honor, bestowed in recognition of outstanding contributions to the Society and for special achievements in ceramic arts or sciences. Currently, there are 61 Distinguished Life members of the Society. It is now a special privilege to recognize the 3 new Distinguished Life members of our Society. Our first new Distinguished Life member is Dr. Richard Brow.
Hi everybody, I hope you all are healthy and happy and have learned how to deal with these uncertain terms, both personally and professionally. I'd just like to take a few moments to thank the American Ceramic Society for bestowing on me an unexpected but deeply appreciated recognition. The Distinguished Life Member recognition is something that was totally unexpected, but is something that means a great deal to me because the American Ceramic Society is my professional home. I've been a member of the American Ceramic Society, I think, since I was a sophomore at Alfred University, so some 40 plus years. And without the society, I wouldn't be here talking with you, but I would not have had the career that I've had. I think the society has opened doors for me, introduced me to people, gave me an opportunity to talk about the things that I love in regards to science and technology. And it's an organization that is one that I'll always cherish, and I'll always be a member of the American Ceramic Society. There are too many people to recognize, I think, for me to thank for this recognition. Let me just mention a couple of my teachers: Bill LaCourse at Alfred University, and Carlo Pantano at Penn State, Helmut Scheffer at the University of Erlangen. These 3 guys, more than anybody, got me interested in glass science and technology, and really started me down this path. Bob Egan at Sandia took a risk on me and hired me there, and the opportunity I had to work with people like Jeff Brinker and Bruce Bunker and Ron Lohman really taught me how to be a scientist. I had the very good fortune of having Delbert Day work with me on his sabbatical in my lab at Sandia, and Delbert was the guy that convinced me to move on from the National Labs to academia, to join him at what was then the University of Missouri-Rollins, now Missouri S&T, and this a decision that both my wife and I have valued ever since. Rolla was a great place for us to for the next stage of our careers, a great place for us to raise our families. And I'll always thank Delbert for talking me into it. And I want to thank Wayne Huebner and Greg Hilmes and Bill Fahrenholtz and Mary Riedmeyer, my colleagues at S&T who taught me, I think, how to be a professor, who set standards I'm still trying to meet. I've had the great good fortune to work with many people within the society. A couple people that stand out in particular are Charlie Spar and Mark Mecklenburg, Chris Schnitzer from back in the day. These are people that helped me understand what is possible within the society. Guys like Joe Simmons got me started in the glass division. I appreciate that. And finally, really, what society means most are the network, the people that I grew up with. I grew up as a material scientist. People like Steve Martin and Kathleen Richardson, Denise Kroll and John Kiefer and Mario Fatigato. I mean, there's just too many names to mention here all at once. But these are people who maybe initially were colleagues, people who talk professional, talk about structure of glasses and applications and the like. But, now that we're reaching similar points in our careers, I find just as much value talking with them about, 401ks and how's your golf game going. And so, the society brought me these friendships that I'll always cherish. Finally, I'd like to thank my family, my wife Terry and my two kids, Addie and Katie. What the society was able to do, or what I was able to do through the society was, bring them along on certain trips, expose them to the world, and I'll always cherish these little stories. One in particular, when I was the president of the American Ceramic Society, and we had the Pac Rim meeting on Coronado Island, one of our favorite family stories. I brought the kids, and we get this panic call from our daughter Adelaide, who had flooded the bathroom in the presidential suite at the Coronado Hotel because she didn't realize the shower curtain goes out in the inside of the tub and the outside. So I want to thank the society for giving us that family memory as well. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate this dearly. I absolutely look forward to the opportunity to seeing you in person, in live, at the next meeting of the American Ceramic Society. But for now, stay healthy and wash your hands.
Our next new distinguished life member is Dr. Alexandra Navrotsky.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, it is a tremendous honor to accept distinguished life membership in the American Ceramic Society. I don't know if I have had a distinguished life, and I really don't know how I got to where I did. I got up every morning and went to work, and all sorts of good things happened. However, I want to thank the American Ceramic Society, and rather than reminisce on all sorts of good things that have happened in the last 50 years or so, I joined the society in the early 1970s when I was an assistant professor. I would rather talk about the present and the future. And the present, of course, is a rather unique time with the COVID pandemic. I remind you that biologists, evolutionary biologists, point out that evolution does not occur at a constant pace. It occurs in fits and starts. It occurs with what one sometimes calls punctuated equilibrium. Periods of time where not too much happens, and periods of time when there are major changes. Certainly, there are major changes right now. So I would like to talk about some of those major changes because I see some of them as positive and as opportunities for myself personally, for my colleagues, and for the society. So first, let me talk about some of the things we've become aware of through the pandemic. Certainly one thing that has come to the fore are the intrinsic inequities in our society. Those inequities that are economically based, that are based on race, color, sexual preference, immigration, what have you. We all agree that we need to make the society more equitable. We all agree that we need to give more opportunities to people in ACerS and everywhere. I'm not going to give ideas as to how to do that, but I'm going to suggest that the greater awareness we have now is a wonderful opportunity. The second thing I've learned in the last few months, and I've been isolating myself a lot because, after all, being a distinguished person is better than being an extinguished person. So I've been mostly staying home and looking out at my garden and working from my computer. And I've realized a number of things which are applicable both to me and in a broader sense to the society. So number one, personal communications, friendships, communications across the world are crucial. And in fact, we communicate more. I have heard from people that I haven't heard from in years. I'm sure the society has too. I can hope that the meetings we have will actually have more participants rather than fewer participants. I have also interacted differently with students. I have reinstated what is really an old-fashioned thing, namely something analogous to an Oxford tutorial, where I meet with an undergraduate or a graduate student for about an hour a week to discuss science, to discuss what's happening. And this works beautifully, and it works on Zoom, and it doesn't even require a mask. So doing things like that is a great thing. I realize also that the ability to do things online really opens the world, opens the society to opportunities for greater participation. Students, faculty, postdocs, people who don't have too much money, people at institutions that are not accustomed to participating can participate. And this really broadens the spectrum. It really is a way of bringing many, many more people in. And I think this is something that the society in particular should pay attention to. So then what are the opportunities? The opportunities are to use what we've learned online, what we've learned how to do, what we've realized comes more naturally to younger people, and really incorporate it into our day-to-day operations long after the current pandemic ends. I can see that the society will have a greater reliance on virtual communications together with in-person communications. I can see meetings that are both virtual and actual, and I think we have many things to learn still, how to make the virtual communications more live, particularly in discussions. So speaking of myself, I have a new adventure, having moved from University of California, Davis to Arizona State University, where I'm setting up a laboratory and where I'm also heading a Center for Materials of the Universe. So I'm very excited about the future. The society should be very excited about the future. And I want us, all of us, to take this as an opportunity to discover new things, to explore new modalities, to do things differently from what we've done. We're not going to go back to the way things were a year ago. We're going to hit some other way of operating, and the society has to be at the forefront. So I will conclude by saying a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. The society will take full advantage of it, and our senior members should be able to participate and really to help lead, but to listen also to suggestions from the junior members, because finally, the society belongs to the future, not the past. Thank you again for this great honor.
And last but not least, our next new distinguished life member is Dr. Mrityunjay Singh.
President Oji, distinguished colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank President Oji for the wonderful leadership he has provided during the past year in society. He, along with the board members, as well as our wonderful society staff, did a fabulous job, and they really deserve a lot of credit, and my thanks to all of them. When I received this phone call from Dr. Oji a couple of months ago that I am going to be receiving the distinguished life membership of the society, I was very surprised. Especially, I have seen all the folks over the years who have received this honor, and they were really giants in the field of ceramics. And this was very humbling for a boy who, growing up in a rural village in India, especially used to walk 2 miles barefoot going to elementary school, as well as studying in the kerosene lamp light during the high school. It has been a long journey for me. I would like to thank my parents who are no longer with me, my teachers from the school to the college, as well as my family members. They have supported me along the way. My wife Geeta for 46 years, my son Saurabh, Abhishek, my son-in-law Jiten, my daughter-in-law Aparna, Shruti, and my daughters Madhvi and Pallavi. And I should also mention that my grandkids, Devesh, Himani and Kasika, they have played very important role in my life in the last few years. This society has been very near and dear to me. I became member of the society 31 years ago. I started as a volunteer in the society in 1994, almost 26 years ago. I came through the ranks in the Engineering Ceramics Division. I served in all the society committees. I had the extreme honor of serving as a president of the society during 2015-2016. I have worked with all the wonderful staff at the headquarters, a lot of past presidents, number of board members, as well as volunteers from US and from all over the world. I would like to say that in my case, it has been a real honor and a pleasure to work with all of you. I have learned a lot. I taught a lot. I kind of got mentored. I also mentored a number of folks. I would like to thank all the folks from all over the world. I don't want to name the names, it will take a long time, who have helped me, who basically promoted me. They always supported me. People at work, at NASA Glare Research Center, that used to be at NASA Lewis Research Center, as well as currently at Ohio Aerospace Institute, and many other organizations, where I served as a member, volunteer, as well as at a job. This has been a long journey for me. I will always cherish the memories of having involved in all these volunteer activities and learning and doing a number of things and giving back to the society. I still believe that society is still the best society in the world, and we can make even better. So to all the folks who wanted to volunteer, who want to get involved as a mentor, please do so. Please help. Try to recruit a member, try to make a volunteer, and try to be a mentor. And that's where we are going to keep the society going for the next 100 to 100 years. So at the end, once again, thanks to the society, thanks to the board for giving me this wonderful honor. And I would like to thank my family once again, as well as all my friends from all over the world for this wonderful opportunity. And thanks again. Please enjoy.
It's been my pleasure to be your MC of this year's virtual awards ceremony. Once again, congratulations to all of our awardees. This concludes the 2020 Virtual Awards celebration of the American Ceramic Society. Stay safe, stay healthy. We look forward to seeing you in person in 2021. Thank you.